So when I first got on YouTube to find single mom content, there wasn't a lot of content there for me. What I did find, however, is a plethora of men sharing videos about all of the reasons why you shouldn't date a single mom. While I at first was offended, what did I ever do to you, Chad? But then I realized Chatty boy wasn't wrong. He actually had a point. There are lots of reasons why you shouldn't date a single mom. I want to share all of the reasons why you shouldn't date a single mom. Reason number 1, you will never be her first priority. Her kids are always going to come first. She's already got a life, she's established, and she's in charge of keeping kids alive. You're never gonna be the first priority. You will never come before her kids. And I know, that hurts. If her kids don't come first, that's a red flag. Her kids should always come first. That's how things are meant to be. That's what being a good mom is about. Now, I realize this may come as a shock and it may be painful, but if you fall in love with a single mama and you want to be first priority, or you want to just be another thing she takes care of, please, for the love of everything good, do not waste her time. On top of her already having other kids that she is in charge of, she's going to be incredibly busy. She is providing for her family. She is taking care of her family. If you can't be grateful for the maybe once or twice a month that you get, do not date a single mom. There's not going to be a lot of spontaneity. So if you are someone who wants to just pack up and go on a week-long trip, or go hiking in the middle of the day, or just decide you want to go grab lunch, dating a single mom ain't for you. She's busy. And honestly, even in the very small, slim chance that you are willing to drop the money for a babysitter, she may not want to leave them with the babysitter. And if that bothers you, dating a single mom is not for you. Number 2, I know it drives so many of y'all crazy, but you're not gonna get a text back right away. Now this, I can't speak for every single mom, but I can say that all single moms are busy. Single moms have a lot going on. Single moms may not always have the mental capacity to respond to a text message, even if they have 5 minutes. There's even a chance that they wanna sit down and have a few minutes of peace and quiet by themselves. So if you are expecting a text back within 10 minutes of sending one, do not date a single mom. Now, a lot of people take this very, very personally. I have had plenty of men get very, very angry with me and think that they should come before my son when it comes to communication. I should text him before I go and check on my child. I should be texting him on my lunch instead of calling and FaceTiming with my kid. If that bothers you, do not date a single mom. Number 3, due to the fact that we are so busy, we don't have room for the bullshit. We don't have room for the nonsense, and therefore we will not tolerate it. It's not up for debate, and it is not an option. We don't have the time or day to deal. As single moms, we are, like I've said before, not only in charge of our lives, we are in charge of our kids' lives. There's a lot going on. We have our priorities in place, and they will come first. If your BS begins to bleed into her life, which if your BS bleeds onto her, it's gonna bleed into her life, she's not gonna have time for it and will have no problem walking away. Here's another reality that I know that if you don't have kids, is really hard to understand. So I get it. Kids get sick. Kids get hurt. Kids have bad days. There are things that happen because there are tiny humans. Things come up and it's the mom's responsibility to be there for their kid, so cancellations will happen. They may not be able to reschedule right away because of the crazy schedule. If you are not willing to be flexible, and if you're not accepting of the fact that cancellations are gonna happen, do not waste your time with a single mom. Well, more like don't waste her time. She's busy. She hardly has any to spare, and if you ain't gonna respect the time, do not waste it. For this last point, you ain't gonna be invited home. For whatever reason, there is this belief, this stigma, I don't know, there's this understanding that single mamas are easy, and that we are so desperate for male attention that we will drop our pants at a moment's notice. I can't speak for all single moms, but I can speak for me and the single moms that I've talked to personally. That's not gonna happen. Number 1, you're not coming home because that's where my babies are. And until we are in an established relationship for a set period of time that we've agreed on, you're not coming in my house where my kids are. And finally, we ain't desperate. Most single moms aren't looking for a daddy to their babies. Most single moms are not looking for just a bunch of hookups just to get that attention because we so desperately need it. Although mamas, if you're getting it, get it. go, you do you. And him if you wanna. There's nothing inherently desperate about being a single mom. The only thing that's desperate is preying on those you think are easy because you wanna get laid that bad. Getting jiggy is fun, but we ain't desperate for it. And I'm not sure where that belief came from, but it needs to end, like yesterday. Do not waste our precious time. We do not have a lot of it. If we are taking time away from our babies for you, you better make it worth it. And if you're not, just don't.